Hi guys, welcome back to Flourish View. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to use component in Thunkable to design lovely user interface. All right, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing you need to do, like we did in the last video, please feel free to look at the link above to check the previous video before you continue with it. Right. So to do that, you just click on Create a New App, and then you give it a name. I'm going to call it Gig Tech Tech Translator app, and I'm going to select education for a category, and I'm going to click on create. Now that takes me to the environment that we introduced in the previous video. But before we continue, please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment for more coding tutorials. Okay, we have a lot more coming your way. All right. So like I said in the previous video, this platform is for beginners or those that are very comfortable with block-based programming language like Scratch, Blockly. Now this is a more advanced platform for you to explore your skills, and feel free to follow along with this tutorial. All right, thank you. All right, so we're going to be using most of its components to design our user interface. Now this is where your creativity comes into play. I want you to be creative. I want you to, try and, come up with something mind blowing. All right. So we want to create a translator app, like I showed in the last video. Maybe I should just show you again before we move on to that. So we want to create the home page of the translator app. So let me show you the translator app again. So this is how the translator app looks like. Now let's go to the web view and let's make it bigger. All right, so this is exactly what we want to create without interaction, without any code. We just want to design this, and that is the aim of this class. All right, we want to design something like this. It might not be the best design, but, we're coming up. Just let's try and do something for now, and then we'll start looking at mobile apps to start creating by ourselves. But for now, we're going to start with something basic. So how do we achieve this? Now let's get back to work. Let's get back to our components. So we're going back to components, Thunkable, and then we click on the project that we just created. All right. So to do that, I think the first thing you need to do is to change the backdrop color, the background color. All right. So all you need, just click on the component. You can see we have screen one component. So that's it right here. All right. And you can just go to the right hand side, which is the property of the component that you're using, which is screen one, and then you just change the background. So that's how to do it. So that's it. That's the first thing. Now, if I were you, I'm going to take the hexadecimal because I might always need this for other uh, pages. So I'm going to take the hexadecimal and move on. So please understand the fundamental. Now the fundamental is whatever components that you decide to use will appear on this uh, part of the platform, and then on the right hand side would be the property. Okay, so now let's say for example we want to use the label component. Now you drag that and drop it right there. Can you see it appears immediately? But now you can see that it is in an hierarchical form. You see? Now it's telling you that this label is depending on the screen. Okay, so now that's how you should understand how this works, because if you have different screen, some components will depend on other screens. So now that's how this is being arranged. So this is like the mother component and this is like the child component. All right, so this label is what we want to change. Now we want to first change the text in the component. All right, so you just go right there and then you type in maybe Geek Tech All right, get that. Gig Tech Translator App. Yeah. And as you can see, after you're done writing, it appears right here. So now, please, I want you to take note of something. You cannot change a component on the screen area. You can only change the components on the property area. So that's what I'm doing right here. So if I want to central align this label, I'm just going to come right here and click on central align. You see, if I want to make it bold, I'll come right here and click on the bold. If I want to change the color, I'll just come right into the color area and change the color. You see what I'm doing? Exactly. Yeah. And now, after changing the color, you could decide to, keep the hexadecimal of this color. Just double click on it and copy because you might need the hexadecimal for other labels. All right. So after you've done that, you can drag and position it where you want it to be. Now, if you take note of this line, it shows the center, so you drop it right there. So now that's the first thing we've done. All right, you can click on it again and increase the size of the font size. Exactly. So I think this is okay. Probably want it bigger. Yeah. And then you can now extend it a bit. And then recenter. Exactly. Now we've been able to do the first part, which is what? The label. Now don't forget, the label is just the text. Okay. Something that labels something. And that's what we are doing right here. We're putting up the GigTag Translator app. And then maybe probably the next thing we want to have is we want to put in an image. So to do that, you're just going to use the image component, drag it, and put it wherever you want to put it. You see, this is the image component. And now the good thing about Thunkable is that you can decide how wide you want it to be. You see, okay, and central. Make sure it's at the center. So this is how you know if something is if a component is at the center. This is how you know exactly. Now, we've been able to pick the component, and now let's take note of what we have right there. You can see now the image is still right inside the screen one. Now, this is telling you that what label one and image one are child components to screen one. So that is, they depend on screen one. And that's obvious. You cannot see those components without screen one. So you need to understand the hierarchy. You need to understand what goes on when you're trying to design a mobile app. All right, so that's it. So that's the image component for now. I'm going to come back to that to put in something, but for now let's leave it that way. And now the next thing we want to do is to put in our login details. I think that's the next one. So if you want to try, I know you're going to use another label. Now that label would be for yeah, so the label would be for username. So you just change that to username. User. You make sure you're changing the text, and then you can make it bold. And then maybe probably I want to use the same color. Just go to the hexadecimal and paste the color hexadecimal code right there, and then you can see now that the username is taking the same color as the first label. All right. So we move on to what else do we want to change in the okay, maybe probably want to change the name. I don't want to call it label 2. I want to rename it to user username username label LBL. Yeah, that's what I want to call it. I want to change the font family also to Nito. And then what else do I want to do? For now, I'm okay with that design. You can see we have different design. You can decide to make it invisible, invisible. We're gonna get there when we start writing our code. But for now, I think I'm okay with this. All right, now the next thing for us to do is also to drag and drop. This is so simple and lovely. Just come up with your imagination and that's all. So you just drag and drop also again. We want to use the text input component. Now that text input means what is going to help you take in text. Yeah. Okay, we definitely want our user to type in their username, so we're going to use that, and then we're going to make that big. Now, another thing I want you to take note of the components is that they are all, you know, surrounded by a rectangle shape. You see, surrounded by a box. It's kind of like a box model. So you can decide to, style the surrounding, the padding, and everything. It's just like CSS in web development. Don't worry, we'll get to that. For now, let's just stick to what we have right here. So right now we have, you know, the text input, and then what you want to put into the text input would be um, maybe type here. You can change that to maybe username here. Yeah, just for the user to know that okay, this is where I'm typing in my username. Yeah, something like that. Make sure you arrange it properly, and that's all. And then we want to do the same thing for our password. So I'll be fast with this one. I'll be fast with that one. We'll change that to password. Password. I'm gonna change the label also to um, password LBL, and I'm gonna change the fonts to Nonito. I'm also gonna change the color to. I'm gonna use the Exodus now, and I'm gonna make it bold, and that's all. Yeah. So you can see we have the same color on the same size, and then I'm gonna drag and drop text inputs. Put it right here, and make that a little bit bigger, something like that. Make it a little bigger, and something that way. But please be careful that your components are aligned properly. Uh, and then you put in what password here, the int password here, and usually that's it. And then you put in your button. So we're going to use the button component. Just drag it and drop. It's as simple as that. So you want your button component to be at the center, I guess. You can decide to increase the button so that it becomes more obvious. So make sure it's at the center. Can you see the line showing is at the center? The line is the indicator that the button is at the center. So you can decide to change the button color. You can see I want it to have the same color as the text. So we'll copy and paste the text right here. But now instead of saying button, I'm going to say login. Yeah. And then I'm going to use what? Login button for the label. Login button. Yeah. And I'm going to change the font family also to little, and majorly that's all. So as you can see, our component, our design is already looking so cool. But now, right now, I want to change the color. I want to change the image right here, and that leads me to another website I want to introduce to you. It's called Free Icons, freeiconsonline.com. Yeah, that's it. Freeicons.com. You scroll down to this. Now, you could actually get lovely images that you can use for your. All you need to do is just to type. Okay, say languages. Just let's see. You can see it could give you ideas of languages that you want to, like icons that you want to use, images that you want to use. Okay, I think I like this one. So probably just search for that. I've actually downloaded something before for my, or you could search for that, search for any image of your choice, and then if you decide to use this one, just click on it, and let's click on download PNG. All right. It's going to require you to log in. Just connect with your Google Gmail account. So you don't have any problem with that. So that's it. So it's going to give you access to download. So you can just download that. Yeah, there's always premium version, but for now you can use the free version. All right. So you have it right there. There's always the free version. Or another thing you can do is just to go to Google and just type in images, language images. Yeah, Google is another, just search for image icon icons. Google is another platform you can use. Okay, yeah, I think I like this one. I like this one. All right, so something like this. But please be sure that you are using something that has, yeah, this one, something that has a transparent background. Yeah, you can just save image as. Uh, could download that. Say, I want to put it in the download area. I'm just going to call that translate, translate.png. Now, downloaded it. So I'm going to use that for my Thunkable. Just come right into the image component and decide to come to the picture and then upload. Now, the good thing is you can also use the URL. I always advise you to upload, download, and upload because you don't want your, and then just, click on the one that you've downloaded. The one I downloaded from Google, you can see it's been added to my asset, and I want to just be sure that the color is so, yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. And then I just put it at the center. Make sure it's at the center. Is okay. It's aligning with exactly. So that's for the image, and then I can decide to arrange these ones again. Just drag and drop. It's as simple as that. Make sure you're careful. All right, and make sure everything is aligned properly. Exactly. Now the line would actually demarcate to tell you, yeah, exactly. And this one also, exactly. And this one should align with the one at the center. Exactly. So now we've been able to create the first template. I hope you understand. As you can see, we have how many components? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven components on the screen, and then these are the components. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven components, and they are all dependent on what? Screen one. That's the first screen. All right, I hope this is easy. We've not started design, we have not started coding, but at least without the design, you won't be able to code. You first need to design your work before coding. All right, so let's preview this to see what we have done so far. So to do that, just click on, come to the top right corner right here, web preview, click on web preview, and then it's going to take you right there, and then you can say preview on the full window, and then voila, this is what we have done. So this is the first thing we've been able to achieve. In the next tutorial, we are going to be looking at how to design more templates because we need to first be done with the templates before we can now start writing our codes. Please be patient and feel free to follow along. If you have any question regarding what we have done so far, please use the comment section below and I'll be very glad to attend to all your questions. All right, stay blessed and keep flourishing. I want you to subscribe, and tell your friends about this lovely channel. I want to see you in the next video. Stay blessed. Bye.